Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kazuri Alameen, and once again, I have been allowed to wake up breathing. I'm very grateful. My negative wisdom for you this morning is I'm going to speak briefly about the word treat, Treat. Treat is to be able to handle or behave towards someone in a certain way. To handle or behave towards someone in a certain way. How you treat somebody. I've heard this verbiage before. How you treat somebody, to behave, to handle or behave towards someone in a certain way. That's what life is all about. That's what life is all about. I've been in the mental health business for 46 years now, and all the time we hear about behavior. Behavior is an action, but without an attitude, there would be no behavior. Say that again, because behavior is an action. Behavior is what you do. Attitude is what you think. So before you do something, you got to think about it first. So it's all about your attitude. How you're treating people. To handle or behave towards someone in a certain way is how you treat somebody. So many people are walking around wrapped up in religions. You're not treating humanity worth a damn. You're quoting scriptures and going through your certain ideations or your rituals that you worship, but you're not treating humanity worth a damn. It ain't about what you read. It's about how you treat people. It ain't about what you worship, your idols that you worship. Some people are worshiping idols, looking down on people, judging people, but you're not treating people appropriately. So I came this morning to tell you, treat all people right to the best of your ability, but you can only treat people right based on you treating yourself right, because you can't give what you ain't got. You can't give what you ain't got. Stop being seduced by all these labels that we hide behind. My education, my degree, my bank account, my sorority, my religion, my this, my that. What does it have to do with you treating people right? Once again, to handle or behave towards someone in a certain way. I deal with the whole gumbo of people every day. I'm not denominated in, gated in. I deal with the spirit. It's the spirit. And I deal with a whole lot of people with different dynamics every day. But the bottom line is it's all about the spirit. I don't get drunk and high on labels. I'm not afraid of labels. Because if you treat people right, that's what it's all about. So I'm not afraid to go anywhere, and I go anywhere. I speak to anyone. Because it's about treating people right, but I treat me right. Yes, I'm not naive by no means. There's gonna be some difficult people out here. I know how to pivot. That's not my war, that's their war. But I treat people right. I had to go to that point to understand that and stop getting hung up on all these other labels that we hide behind. I'm so grateful that the air that we breathe is bigger than religion. The ground I'm standing on right now is bigger than religion. When daytime drops, it's bigger than religion. When the nighttime drops, it's bigger than religion. When the rain drops, it's bigger than religion. The clouds above my head is bigger than religion. What's your point, Mr. Kazuri? Everything I just said, we need these things to breathe, to live on earth. You didn't bring them here, neither did I. We need these things. If you have any intellect at all, without air, we would all die. Air is bigger than a religion, a gender, a bank account, an education. So nature is not selfish. It's not gated in. People have been seduced by labels for years, where you want to look down on somebody else, what they believe, what they eat, how they dress. Treat people right to the best of your ability. Everybody got a unique DNA, but the substance of that is the human spirit. And when you understand that, it allows you to be able to deal with people from a much more productive, powerful perspective versus being judgmental, looking down on somebody. I got this and you don't have that. I got that, you don't get this. That is so seductive in the negative. How you treat people. I don't want to hear about your religion. I don't hear about the scriptures. I don't want to hear about all that. How you treating people every day? Every day. How are you treating people every day? That's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. So I dropped by to tell you this morning, once again, treat, to handle or behave towards someone in a certain way, to the best of your ability. Treat people right. But you can only do it by treating yourself right. And stop looking down on people and be about uplifting people. I'm not gated into none of these things that people hide behind. And I live it every day. I'm not just making a video. I live it every day. In my service, I got people from all walks of life, because I understand the human spirit. And I'm not going to be denominated in, or gated in, or gender in, or religionized. No, not me. Not me. I've outgrown that kind of narrow-minded thinking. Treat people right, ladies and gentlemen. Because once again, the bottom line, it ain't what you say, it's what you do. It ain't what you say, it's what you do. Action definitely speaks louder than words. Treat people right, but you start by treating yourself right. And stop being seduced by these small labels that we hide behind. They make you think you're something better than somebody else. Nobody's better than you, and you're no better than anybody else. At the end of the day, we all going to start breathing on earth. That is not a belief. That is not something that I think. That's something that I know. In regards to what you believe or don't believe, there's going to come a time that we're going to stop breathing on earth. That's real talk. Once again, I tell people, birth, life, and death takes no vacation. Birth, life, death takes no vacation. Birth, life, and death takes no vacation. That happens every second of the day in this universe. It was this way before me and you came here for a few minutes. It's going to be here after me and you go to our next level of travel, I like to call it. That is a fact. That's not what I think. That's not what I believe. That's what I know. Birth, life, and death takes no vacation. Treat people right, ladies and gentlemen. Treat people right. But you can only do that by treating yourself right first. You are no better than anybody else. Nobody else no better than you. Wake up, my people. Wake up.